Yes, I had mentors. Yes, I had sponsors, but let's be honest, okay? You couldn't walk up to your mentor and or sponsor and tell them what really happened behind closed doors and expected them to have your back. Hello, you are listening to the Her Complexion podcast. I am your host, Antionette Booker, the founder of Her Complexion Network, and this podcast where we discuss all things Black women, her career, her bag, and her melanin. Our podcast conversations will be all about Black women taking up space in the boardroom, Black women securing the bag through building generational wealth, and Black women becoming the best version of themselves by all means necessary. Hey girl, hey. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. You are now a part of the Her Complexion tribe, where we call our followers, members, and supporters certified CEOs. Now, before we get started, ladies, listen, I have to tell you about the network. Her Complexion Network is a private network for Black women based out of Nashville, Tennessee, which is home for me. And so now that I've told you about the network, let's get into some storytelling and let me share my entrepreneur journey with you. What you should know is that I'm a business coach by nature, and I've spent the last 10 years working with small businesses to help them start, run, and grow their businesses from scratch. While doing that, I also worked in corporate America full-time in the consumer packaged goods industry, while also running my businesses part-time. And what I found while working in corporate is that we as Black women don't have enough support in this space. And I'm not just talking about sponsors and mentors. I'm talking about women who look like us, talk like us, dress like us, and rock their natural hair like us. And more specifically, I'm talking about women who share the same experiences. I know for me, working in corporate was some of the most rewarding yet challenging years of my life. I got a chance to travel and make lifelong friendships. I increased my net worth. I was able to learn how to network with the right people, but I was also put in some of the most compromising situations that I had to tolerate. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, sis, you didn't have to tolerate anything. Yes, you are probably right. But when you have bills like me and you're comfortable and you're afraid of starting over, you end up tolerating more than you should. For me, it was just like staying in a toxic relationship that I should have walked away from a long time ago. And that was the position that I was in with this corporate job for a long time. I'll tell you that I experienced discrimination and racism throughout the workplace, as most of us do while working in corporate. But what really drove me to start the network was the fact that I didn't have anyone that looked like me. Yes, I had mentors. Yes, I had sponsors, but let's be honest, okay? You couldn't walk up to your mentor and or sponsor and tell them what really happened behind closed doors and expected them to have your back. And not only that, I just got tired of sugarcoating and looking over the issues that directly affect us Black women. I wanted to create a safe space for Black women to be vulnerable, be seen, and heard. When I think about Black women thriving in corporate America and in business, we need to have more candid conversations around the issues that affect our headspace, our bag, and our net worth. Let's be honest, there is not enough funding available to us to help us grow our businesses. We need to do a better job of managing our money, and we need to build generational wealth for our children. We need to have the necessary conversations that everyone is afraid to have and be surrounded by Black women who are excelling and doing exactly what we want to do. For me, this podcast is our safe haven for us to discuss all things that affect Black women, including who we share our energy with, who we choose to love, and how we love ourselves. Again, my name is Antionette, and I hope that you jump on this Black Women in Excellence train with me. Please remember to subscribe to this podcast and check out the show notes for your free e-guide, 5 ways to build your network, and all things Her Complexion membership and merch. Until next time, sis, always protect your melanin.